On to Hillary Clinton. She appears to be readying her run for the White House as a recent survey shows some partisan and gender divides when it comes to whether Americans want to see a female president. A Pew Research poll finds nearly 7 out of 10 Democratic women hope to see a female president in the Oval Office, compared to only 20% of Republican women. But for Democratic men, not as much as enthusiasm, while still outnumbering Republicans on this question by a wide margin. Only 46% of the men on the left hope to see a woman in the White House. That's compared to 16% of Republican men. So, Andrea, I'm thinking that maybe when people hear this question, they're hearing, do you want Hillary Clinton in the White House? Or do you think they're actually thinking just of a generic woman? Because isn't that sort of what everybody thinks? Right? Yeah. So, I mean, because it's hard for me to believe that you're a Republican woman. I mean, does that seem right to you? That they're
not a Republican, but I'm right-leaning.
Yeah,
it doesn't seem right to me.
That they would just be in, oh, I don't want to see a woman in the White House.
No.
I think they think, like, we know who you're talking about.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah, and think of all the women who supported Sarah Palin, the Republican women who supported it. I think this is linked to Hillary. It does bother me, though, a little bit, and I do wonder if there's not a trend among some that they don't feel ready, that it's something new, right? It's something new, it's something different. A lot of people don't like change, and the way that you do that is you make them ready. You put a woman out there, front and center. Governor Susana Martinez, if you're watching, that would be you. Put front and center, who can articulate principles, who can make people proud, and who can say, yeah, you know what, this is something new and something different, something you have to get used to, and this is how it's going to be from now on. You know, we're out there to...
I think that they underestimate also how savvy the electorate is. I mean, they're not just going, yeah, woo, time for a woman, love women, you go, girl. I mean, they want someone who can actually have some success, especially when they see people getting beheaded. So I think that they do underestimate, okay, which bathroom does the president use? Oh, I want the woman. I mean, I think it's pretty naive, too.
You want to see a woman president, Hummer?
It's going to happen. I do.
Do you want to see it?
Sure.
All right. I knew you would.
Surrounded by 4 women?
Yeah, what are you going to say? No?
Yeah, I mean, Harris, also, is it just maybe this idea that another sort of, when I heard the question, another underlay of it was this idea that let's just elect a woman, and people are rejecting that idea. I think they're probably thinking, yeah, if a good woman comes along, great, but I'm not necessarily just going to buy into the idea of a woman just for a woman's sake.
Yeah, I think you just want there to be choice there. I mean, if there are people who have the merits to do the job or whatever, you want their names to be there. I do find it interesting that about all the names that are being talked about within the Republican Party right now to run, Carly Fiorina is the only woman that we're hearing. Yet you saw such great gains in terms of that gender diversity just in the midterm elections for the Republican Party. So I wonder if there's not somebody maybe in the wings there, because you don't have that same discussion for Democrats because you've got Elizabeth Warren. Right. But I wonder if there isn't somebody else waiting in the wings that we haven't thought about.
What's the problem with this 38% who say it matters?
What do you mean?
Why would it matter? Man or woman?
Matters if it's a man or,
Well, maybe just because it's different.
At all.
Well, because people won't tell you on the record.
I will tell you, it's going to be a fascinating day in American politics.
People won't tell you on the record.
When a woman is sworn in.
Yeah.
In Washington, D.C.
But I've had people say to me, I won't reveal their identities, but when they're not being quoted, and I won't name who they are, they've said things like, I don't know, I just think women are too emotional to be a president of the United States. I don't think...
Spoken by a man or a woman, was that?
A woman.
Yeah, I've heard women say that too, actually.
Right?
So,
girl on girl hating.
All righty.
We don't
No,
like it.
it's just, they just feel like Hillary's tears might not be able to do it.